Alright, what's up everybody? Basically, I searched on the internet for a way to do this or for information on this. I could barely find anything. Definitely no videos on the storage of the Nitro Z7 Sport. So I got one, and I'm a fisherman, but you know, had to have the thing with the family and everything, which is awesome. But here you go. Let me just show you the storage in the Z7, the Nitro Z7 Sport. This is a 2012. All right. Also, something that you might want to know is the factory installed Mark 5X Pro is a through-hole transducer. So when I first got it, I was like, all right, I'm just going to switch it out with my 7-inch Elite, and couldn't do that because it's through the hole. So I'm going to have to think of something else. But anyway, so storage on this boat real quick, just to show you, is this is the rear rod locker. Something that you need to know is these right here, they don't seat. Like, it doesn't really seat tightly. Like, you can, there's like a lip here. Alright, and so just something for you to know, and I'm gonna have to actually put the phone down to record this. So hold on once, because you can't just pull. You actually have to take two hands. Let's see if I can do that. Two hands, and you kind of have to like lift and jiggle at the same time. Alright, there you go. And now it's open. So one of the things with the Z7 Sport is people talk about rod storage. So these two rods right here, they are slightly bent, ever so slightly there. And this is a 6 foot, was this a 610? All right. And you got to put the tip in. Oh no, I'm sorry. You want to put this in first, and then kind of push it all the way down, and then put it that way. Now, oh, stuff right here. All right, and so this will fit probably, I'd say, maybe 3 rods. My plan is to have this for the spinning rods, because they the guides. And here's what I'm going to show you. So I'm going to take this one out. And I was really worried about this when I bought this boat, because I was thinking that I was going to have to keep it in the wakeboard lockers right here. So I was going to create something down in here to fit these rods. But now I figured this is actually where my tackle storage is going to have to go. And I was thinking, you know, you can fit a whole bunch of rods this way, right? I mean, it can go all the way up, 8-foot rod, whatever you want, it'll fit up there. But it's not dry storage, or even remotely dry. So just something for you to be aware of. But if you have longer rods, you can fit them in there. Now, the rod locker, useless. But what I was able to do is I was able to fit, that's a 7.3 on the left and a 7 on the right. And when you put the so you can get them out. So I was thinking you could fit about 2. Now I wasn't going to want to put my spinning rods in here because of the guides are much bigger. So I was going to keep this for bait rods, bait casting rod storage. All right. It's also not very deep, as you can see with my hand. So if you were thinking, oh, maybe I'll just put tackle in here, you can't even really put tackle in here. I mean, I guess you can put small bins for soft plastics or something like that for your organization, but I was able to get this rod locker to work. So I'm going to be able to fit probably 6 rods in here comfortably, I guess comfortably. But yeah, so here's what I had to do to make it fit, because it wouldn't. A 7-foot rod would get to about here, and you couldn't push it in. You couldn't push it in any further to get it to then fit in this hole. Once it gets in this hole, though, there's like a big space under here for you to like see. You can, once you get in there, you can slide it all the way back. All right, but here, let me show you. And also, again, so that's latched. But look at the movement here So I guess, I don't know, that'll be fun on a rough ride. So what I had to do is I had to pop the front storage off, and then they have these two little tiny screws, those guys, and they go into the sides of the caps, this cap here, and this cap fit in here. But as you can see, that right there, that's my 7-foot rod right there poking through. All right, so what I did here, and I know it's a little janky, but whatever, I wanted to protect my rod tips, is there's some electrical here, and there's also at the bottom down here is the eyelet bolt where you put your winch to, and I didn't want my rod tips slamming into that when I'm going through waves, so I got some plumber's foam like this, and I cut it, and I cut the tips, and I just duct taped it for now. We're gonna see, like I said, this is brand new, and I just want to see how this would go. And now that extended these rod tubes the extra whatever inches to protect the rod tips. What is that, like 4 inches, 4 inches, right? Which is exactly what you need for protection. And then so I just took 2 of those guys, put them on there, taped them up, put the cap back on, and there you go. Now it's protected, and I can fit 6 rods or so in the rod storage, which is amazing because that's what I worried about. All right, so that's for rod storage. Now, other tackle storage in this thing. The boxes up front are weird. They slant downwards, and that's so that you can sit in the front here, right? So they couldn't actually raise the deck. So I get it, makes sense. But it's the depth of my hand, but it's not wide enough across the whole thing. It's almost like it goes from wide to thinner in this box, and it goes from deep to not as deep, right? So really, you would have to get a specific box that would fit in there, and they couldn't even be that high. You know, a normal Plano box, it wouldn't really go with that. So I was thinking this could be either soft, I was thinking this is soft plastic storage up front. I don't really carry that much soft plastics around anyways, but that's what I was thinking. Or, you know, if I was going, like, my thought is if I was going fishing deep or for smallmouth, maybe, you know, one box would be like drop shot stuff and Ned rig stuff and stuff like that, and then the other box might have other soft plastics or whatever you want, you know what I mean? But there you go. So one more thing. So I'm trying to think to myself, where in the heck am I going to keep all my boxes, my Plano boxes? Well, right here is where they keep the ski tow pylon and the 2 whatever those are, I don't know, poles that you put in the seat thing there, so you can put your seat on there. This goes, just so that you guys know, goes all the way to the front of the boat, so you can actually stack 2 3700 series boxes here and then there. And then it might be a little bit messed up, but you'd have to take this pole out right here. And then obviously, depending on what you want, I wouldn't suggest taking out the holders for it, but you can do that if you really just want to use it for fishing. I mean, this is actually enough space for me to fit all my Plano boxes laid down flat, though. You can't sit them up because, again, this is a very shallow storage. I mean, I have a 7-inch phone, and the phone goes from the bottom, but again, it's like slanted up, so you lose depth as you go up. All right, so, and I'm sorry, I know this is my first ever video, but I haven't seen another video of the Nitro Z7 Sport storage, so that's why I'm making this now. So if that works for you, and again, that box right there is the same as the other one. If things get really bad, I was going to put a Tupperware container and just set it down there, and that would have all my boxes or maybe my soft plastics or whatever in the wakeboard locker. But again, it's not that deep. It might be deep enough, but I haven't quite tested that out yet. But it is wide enough, so. And if you put a lid on, then you don't have to worry about it getting wet, as long as you always put your lid back on. I will say one thing, these seats do spin. They turn around, so if you are pulling a tube or whatever, you can see your family. Again, I'm having, like, with this, So you put it down, you think it's down, but it's not. You have to like push it and like kind of like lift it and kind of guide it. It just doesn't like shut, see? Just it won't go. So kind of have to, and then when you latch it, it leaves this lip across the whole back of the boat. So like there's a, I mean, you could trip on that if you were not paying attention. So just something for you to know. Maybe that's just my boat, I don't know, but I will say that that is something that is a problem. So I try to like bump it and then like bump it to get it to seat down more like that. So like I'm thinking with this thing, like, and that, see, now it's latched and there's just a little lip. For this, I was initially thinking that this would make a great maybe soft plastics or something like that, but it's gonna have to be rod storage. It's gonna have to for my spinning rods. There is more storage here, which this would be a cool little place to put maybe some bins if you don't want to use the cooler. There is a plug in it, so it'll drain. But again, like, it's not very deep, so, but that would be a good soft plastic storage. But I'm thinking if you're here, you're kind of maybe getting in the way of the dude in the back that's fishing, because I'm bringing my son. So these two seats pop up and they go in the back, and then the live well, I don't keep fish. So my thought was maybe I could turn, and the live well is deep, so I was thinking I could put certain tackle down in the live well to hold on to it, just to make sure, you know, and either plastics or deeper bins like my spinnerbait box or something like that, that could easily fit in here. And then the last bit of storage you have is right here. And here's some ski pylons. Again, the box is not very deep. This would be good for soft plastics. And the actual, it's really deep down there. However, your batteries are down there. There's my charger, the gas tank, and everything else. So that's why they give you these plastic bins right here to fit. So, and they are deep. So if I wanted to, I could put soft plastics back here. But again, it would get in the way of the guy fishing off the back of the boat if you bring somebody. So, and it's the same over there. So yeah, there is tackle storage on this boat. But however, you have to like modify it. It's not like a true bass boat. I know when I saw these compartments up front, I was super excited, and then seeing them in person was just like, this is not going to work. So you have to get you know, creative with your tackle storage. I mean you could, you know, a big tackle bag down in here or over there, and I mean there is plenty of deck space. I mean, my feet is almost a foot, so 3, 4, it's about 5 feet from the windshield to the back seat. So I mean there is room to get tackle out and things like that if you wanted to. This is just it's a deep little pocket, but obviously you're not keeping anything in there. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. Again, rod locker, pathetically shallow. It will fit 7.3 rods if you take that front panel off and pull the caps off. All right, and then, like, again, I just put foam there because I'm just want to be safe and keep my stuff safe. Again, I would definitely use rod socks though. Yes, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I've only taken this boat on the water once. I just bought it, so it's not like I know a whole lot about the boat yet, but this is what I know so far. Anyways, got a question, let me know. See ya.